All right. So you've heard of the Ryder Cup, you've heard of the President's Cup, but have you heard of the Bags Cup? Caleb, you and I are, you more than I, are huge fans of the Ryder Cup. In the last segment, you talked about how excited or how much USA means to you. So you're a huge fan, but we just love the format overall. So what we did and what we've talked about is putting together our own Bags Cup, and we'll get into all the details of everything. But spoiler alert, it would be Caleb versus me as far as captains. So Caleb is Europe, I am USA. And
Oh,
anyway,
thanks for listening to today's episode.
no, but Caleb is whatever his team name is, and team names to be determined. But what we have in mind is that we are each going to be a captain of our own team. We are going to have 8 total players, so 7 plus us on each team. And we will hopefully make this a long-standing tradition, similar to how you see those groups of the old guys that have been going out and they've been they've gone to a golf trip, destination golf trip for 40 years in a row, and the group just keeps growing. In 40 years, that's gonna be us. But Bags Cup number 40 that's gonna be a big group of guys. We're probably at 20 players per team at that point. So looking forward
That'd
to
be
it.
incredible.
That would be. But anyways, so we are doing that. We're planning to do that later into either late summer, early fall of 2024. We're working through all the logistics right now. But what we are doing is that I will be the first home team, so I get to choose the course. So we'll get to that. And it is going to be a 2-day tournament. It is the ideal plan there. So Caleb, what is going to happen in those 2 days for the Bags Cup?
Yeah, so 2 days, 18 holes each day. So, 36 total holes. Um, really excited, to get all this hammered out. And like you said, hopefully we can still, be doing it in 40 years or whatever. We're going to split each round into 2 sessions. So there's going to be 4 sessions total. We're going to do 9 holes of alternate shot, 9 of best ball, 9 of a scramble between 2 and or 2v2, and then 9 singles. And then with the 20 points across the 4 sessions, 10.5 points is going to win the Bags Cup. I have in mind, if we happen to tie or whatever, let's just go to a putt off.
Yep.
Keep it simple.
Yep.
We don't have to replay anything, take anybody's time. But yeah, just we've talked about having a dinner the night before of all the guys, just to, talk some smack to each other, scope out the competition, judge a book by its cover, that kind of thing. But yeah, excited to get to it. Hopefully, I've been kind of like secretly or subtly trying to push Owen to like get me a course.
Yes.
Because I have a really good idea, I think, of at least 2, maybe 3 courses that I'm assuming that you're gonna pick.
Okay.
So I'm kind of like putting the feeler out for some of the guys that are on my team, like, hey, like, have you played here before? Like, oh, you have, like, what do you like about it, or stuff like that. If it's one of the courses that I think that you might pick, I think only 2 of us have ever played it. So that would be a totally new realm for everybody else except for myself and one of the guys. So I'm excited to see if I can get that out of you today, so that I can really start to plan and prepare.
No selection today, but I definitely have narrowed
Great.
it down to a certain list. Whether or not I reveal any of those on the list, you might just have to keep your eyes open a little bit. Maybe take a look at just some different props in the Zoom room here. But while I speak there, while you investigate the screen a little bit and see what I'm talking about, I'm as far as strategy goes, I'm gonna be ultra quiet in some ways, such as course selection. Clearly, there's going to be a point where I'm going to have to pick the course. and we're
Yeah.
gonna have to
Well,
figure things
first of
out.
all, there's mountains in this course that's in the background. So unless we're
I
going down
said
to
I said it's in the.
Tennessee,
I didn't say where, or I didn't say what specifically. I just said that it is in these two Zoom boxes of some capacity. So it's a little hint. It's very little, but it's somewhere in here.
so you've got an Ohio State shirt on.
Mm-hmm.
I can't quite read your hat, but
That's part of it. Okay.
that's my guess. That was going to be my guess. That
That.
was 1A.
Oh, or course.
The course. The
So
course is,
you are able to read it.
yes, I
Okay.
can see it now. Yeah.
So yes, I'm wearing a purgatory hat. I chose this because I knew that this was going to be a topic. It also is the only course hat that I have of the select courses that I am considering. So either way, so that could be my 1A or that could be my 5 or 6 or 7. Anyways,
It's
I get to choose that. So I get to pick that, and then I get to pick the order of the formats. So again, alt shot, best balls, scramble, and singles. I get to kind of figure out how I want to go about that. And then you get to choose who picks first in the pairings, and then who tees off first. I'll give you the advantage now. You should probably, if I, you should probably pick me to tee off first, or pick my group or something. But that's up to you. So, before we get all to that, there are a couple things that we do have to kind of figure out, and we don't have to reveal who we're picking, but I do think it's important to talk about teammate selection, because we've seen in the Ryder Cup here recently that it's not always about the skill necessarily of the person. Now, of course, they're all pro golfers. We all know that, but it's not necessarily the picking the best golfer in the world just because they're the best golfer in the world. Or, sorry, I should say picking one of the best 7 golfers in the world.
right.
Because, there's the auto qualifiers, which we don't have in this situation, but it's not always picking the best golfer, it is important to pick somebody that's going to be a good locker room vibe, going to be a good vibe, and all that. So I'm curious to see, like, when you are thinking about this, and again, you don't have to reveal who you're picking, but what is like most important to you as a captain going into the teammate selection?
Yeah. So for me, it was skill based first, and then after that, it was like relationships next. Like that was the slot number 2. So, I have a couple stalwarts, I'm assuming. I don't know who you'll pick. But I'll be honest, I'm fairly confident in the 3. I'm pretty top heavy. So it was picking those top heavy guys and then finding like who would be best to play with them. Friendships, how long they've known each other, family, are they family? Are they just, really tight friends? Are they strangers or whatever? So yeah, it was top heavy first and then kind of fill the relationships from there. I'm fully expecting Gare Bear to go undefeated. So
revealing one of the selections.
so we'll see. That's why I had to change the date on one of those that I sent in that message, because one of the dates I think I threw out there is actually the day of the Wellspring outing. So like we can't play that weekend. Nope. So yeah, top heavy and then relationships. That's where we're going. And I think if I can pair them together the right way, then it'll just be a solid pairing. I don't have to, doesn't have to be extravagant. Doesn't have to go, doesn't have to be over in the first 3 holes. Like it's just solid golf, and that's what I think I can put together.
Well, I like the strategy. I think it's smart, and I am absolutely terrified of Gare Bear being on a team because the vibes are immaculate on the golf course with Gare Bear. So I little frustrated with that one. But you know what? You deserve it. You deserve to have him on the team. So I'm actually going to go the reverse of you, and my team is probably not as solidified as yours is. because there's a lot more to work out, I think, in this strategy. I'm going relationship first, specifically to like people that are fun to play golf with, that I've been on the course with, that like, yes, things go bad. You're going to be mad occasionally. Like, we all have our moments. We all know it.
Right.
But ultimately, are you a good hang? And like, are you a little competitive? You know, like, you don't have to be over the top, but like, I'm kind of going
Right.
relationship first. Um, Part of the reason is I don't have as many like you're, out of my friends, you are the best golfer that I know, right? But like, out of your friends, you're not the best golfer of, you know, like, you are, you know what I mean? So like,
No,
you
I'm
have,
not. I will
you
first to
know,
admit I am not.
like, you have a better golf friend connection than I do, right? Like, I just don't have a whole lot of, at least from a close friend perspective, I don't have a whole lot
Right.
of close friends, other than like, you are the best close friend when it comes to golf. Anyways, so I'm going for, make that connection, good vibes, are gonna have a good time, be a little competitive, gonna kind of cheer things up, and then expand out. Okay, who do you know? Who do you know? Who are you good at playing golf with? Because
Right.
I have a couple people in mind that are good at golf, and are a friend, but kind of more of a distant friend, when I think of things. So it would be more of kind of being strategic on pairing them with someone they may be a better friend with, something like that. So
Right.
a little different, but I'm going vibes first, talent second. So we'll see.
There you go.
That'll be interesting to see how things go there. Um, and then, what are you willing to share on your preparation? Don't have to go too much into it. I'll say that.
I mean, the prep is just hope that the guys have played that course
Oh, okay.
in some fashion. Um, maybe after dinner, I would say that I have my team. I've texted all of them. We have a group message right now. Not like we're not sending stuff every day. Like, it was just
Okay.
like a, hey, I'm this is what we're doing. I would like you guys to be on board. Are you on board? Yes. Okay, I'm gonna start this group message. Okay, hey, everybody's on board. These are the dates we're shooting for. Eventually, we pick dates or whatever. We'll be like, hey, we're gonna do a dinner, on Friday night. Whether everybody stays at my house after, dinner or whatever, if you guys want to go home,
Team
whatever.
slumber party, baby.
Yeah, dude. Throw a couple pillows around.
Yeah.
So yeah, then, probably just try to get those good vibes like you talked about. Just good vibes amongst the group at that point. And then maybe for the people that haven't looked at or haven't been to the course, haven't looked at it or whatever, maybe, pull up on 18 birdies on the TV or something and be like, hey, this, on this hole, this is where you want to try to hit it. On this hole, you want to try to avoid this area or whatever. Probably not too extensive. It'll just be like, hey, figure it out. You guys are also adults. So don't hate each other, good vibes, and let's go win this thing. That'll be the mantra.
Good. Well, yeah. So I mean, some of my selections will be based on, or I may be planting some seeds with, hey, let's go out to the course that I'm selecting and let's play, in the spring, in the summer, if you haven't, kind of get some of that, and then from a team chemistry perspective, again, I'm making some decisions early on that I think will help with a lot of that. And then, without naming any names, I'm definitely going to have to set a curfew and say, hey, we got some golf to play the next 2 days, so maybe don't go do anything. So, anyways,
I have one person in mind, at least for that one. Maybe
yep,
two people.
maybe two.
That's funny.
But anyways, so okay. Last thing to end it out, you don't get to select this year, but in a dream world that bags blows up, we have all the money in the world, and you do get the choice in 2025, where would be the location that you would choose dream course for the bags cup?
So I would want a course that has like a lot of risk reward. I think we saw a really good example at that at Marco Simone. Some of those holes were gettable for the guys, or there's water right there. So I probably wouldn't have us travel over to Europe by any means. I I would love to play St. Andrews in that fashion. But obviously logistically, even though in this fake scenario, hypothetical scenario, we have all the money in the world, we don't have to worry about it. That would still be like, I think, taxing for all of us non-professional golfers to try to go and face the jet lag and everything else.
Yeah.
Let's see. I mean, there's two courses that come to mind. One of those I don't think is the risk reward, and that's where they play the Memorial. I think that would be fun just to, come up 18 with that, the clubhouse right there, and there's the hill and, all that stuff. Just visually, that looks pretty cool. But as much as I talk about it on here, I think I'd be remiss if I didn't say Scottsdale. There's definitely some risk reward holes. There's some, if you take this hole too easy, or, mentally, if you take it easy on yourself, then it'll get you, and it's a simple hole. But yeah, especially since I've played there before. Not sorry to mention that again.
Sorry to brag. Sorry that
I
almost got a birdie on
on 16. Hole. Yeah. So, but yeah, there was definitely some holes there when Dad and I were playing that was like, okay, if I didn't have a rental set and I was the only person out here, I would definitely try to cut this corner. I'd probably try to play it like this, or something like that. But yeah, probably play it that way. There is the hill on 18 on the right side of the fairway. So, if you happen to be the anchor match, all the guys are going to be waiting right there on the hill for you. The way that the clubhouse looks, it overlooks the 18th hole anyway. Or it's another course that has the 18th hole overlook. So, yeah, I think if money wasn't an option, I'd probably take us all out to Scottsdale.
Well, looking forward to it because, again, Bags is going to take off. The Bags Cup is going to be a 40-year long tradition, if not longer. And Bags Cup 2025, you trying to get your first win will be out at Scottsdale. So good luck. But yeah, looking forward to the Bags Cup 2024. And of course, we'll keep everybody up to date as we progress towards that.